Hey, what's up guys, it's your boy Mind Mac, and today, since I missed all the Demon Slayer Hinokami Chronicles 2 hype, I'm just gonna be reacting to a gameplay trailer of it. I meant to say gameplay review by Globku. It's really not even a long video, it's like 9-10 minutes long. Today might be a short video. I just want to react to this because I like Demon Slayer a lot. I have a Demon Slayer poster and everything. He was literally my YouTube banner. I'm just reacting to this because I missed a whole bunch of trailers and videos and stuff. So I'm just reacting to a review. Now, with that, let's get straight into it. Wait, let me get into proper attire.
5 hours later.
Oh, I don't know which one to wear. The Tanjiro or the Giyu? I'm gonna go wear the Giyu one. I don't know if the green screen is gonna like this one. If it starts acting weird, just ignore it. Alright, let's get into it.
Demon Slayer shows.
Oh, the headphones.
Demon Slayer shows no signs of slowing down, and the video game side of things is no exception. Sega and Aniplex have decided to bring CyberConnect 2 back for a sequel to Hinokami Chronicles, and they have stepped up their game in
This
pretty
game
much
looks
every
fire.
way. My name is Globku, and this is my review of Demon Slayer Hinokami Chronicles 2.
It literally looks like... I know it's the same team that worked on Storm 3 and 4, but like, it really does look like Storm 3 and 4 though.
Hinokami Chronicles is an arena fighter by CyberConnect 2, the developer behind the legendary Naruto Storm games. Demon Slayer is a more grounded approach to this genre. Neutral is easier to follow, combos come with a time limit that prevents infinites, and characters are a lot more unique in their gameplay design.
Ooh.
Even though the roster isn't in the hundreds like it would in Naruto
is this
Storm.
the roster? I remember me and my friends, we used to pick... I used to pick Giyu and Inosuke. He used to pick... Who do you used to pick? He used to love playing Akaza. Or Akaza, I forgot how to say his name. Akaza. I call him Akaza. I either use Academy Giyu or normal Giyu, and either Academy Inosuke and normal Inosuke. This is crazy.
Playable
This
roster
like
ends up being more impressive in my opinion. If you play the first game, every returning character has received a significant balance change, and the overall systems got tweaked in a lot of little small ways, too many to mention in this short review. So let's just talk about the biggest ones. Right, some Slayers can now play solo instead of having to play in a team, and some demons now have a preset team.
Wait, what?
Players can now play solo.
Is that 3 characters in one?
Instead of having...
That's, what's his name? Uzui's wives. Uzui is my favorite, or one of my favorite Hashiras, bro. He came clutch for Tanjiro in that one fight against those 2 demons with Daki and her little brother or whatever. It was crazy. That was my favorite movie. Okay, this is hours later of me editing, but I just realized that this man caught the sword in the circle part of his sword while holding his other sword in his mouth. I didn't even see this till now.
Now have a preset team that you can choose to play as.
Oh, you can play as those 2 now.
Solo characters. Specific combinations of
fire.
characters also have team ultimates with incredible animations, and there's a new tag system that extends the combo timer.
You have custom, or not custom, you have new ultimates and dual ultimates
with incredible animations, and there's a new tag system that extends the combo timer as the assist character dashes into the opponent.
Bro, I need this game.
By default, a match now ends after 2 rounds instead of 3, and characters have a 2-bar limit on their special meter, which is gonna make matches a lot faster and make stalling for time a lot weaker. Finally, there's a whole new gear system, where you can select up to 3 buffs to equip on your character or team to use in all game
playing
modes.
the story mode.
These buffs activate under different conditions, and they could be buffs that heal you, give you meter, buff your damage in specific ways, or increase your defense. All of these changes put together give this game a fresh feel, but it's still very familiar if you've played the first game. In fact, if you've only played the first game casually, you might...
I know since I didn't play the story mode like that, or I know I did, but since I don't remember it, that's a pretty good system that it looks like it.
Play the first game casually, you might not even notice a difference outside of the new characters and stages. But if you enjoy the first game, I think you're gonna love the second. Demon Slayer.
What is happening in the background? Like, is he giving him a whole combo with one move? What is this?
Enjoy the first game, I think you're gonna love the second. Demon Slayer is probably my favorite modern arena fighter, and this one just stepped it up in almost every way. The one area where I feel like the game is a bit worse is the camera. A lot of new characters can be
That reminds me of Hashirama.
The one area...
Hashirama. The little dragons and stuff, that's Hashirama
where I feel like the game is a bit worse is the camera. A lot of new characters can be very noisy with a lot of special effects, and sometimes it feels like the camera takes a while to adjust. That said, if you're new to Hinokami Chronicles and have been wanting to try it out...
I forgot. That was Mitsuri? I forgot to show y'all that I have a whole Mitsuri figure right here. I have another one, but it's at my other house. But this one sits across right up there.
Especially if you're coming from the FGC side of things, looking to dip your toes into an arena fighter, this is probably my go-to recommendation. But anime games are more than simply fighting, so let's talk about single-player content as well as the online mode.
Why does Tanjiro's face look like that?
Story mode keeps the same style as the first game, but upgrades it in every single way. One of the biggest upgrades is to movement. The first game had a lot of long walking segments, and now you can just sprint, jump, and they have designed a lot of these areas to utilize these tools, so simply traversing is a lot more fun. They also double down on
what am I talking about? This reminds me of Naruto Ultimate Ninja Storm 3. Like the way they're running around on the whole map right here. If you guys look at the gameplay of Naruto Ultimate Ninja Storm 3, then you'll see what I'm talking about.
They've also doubled down on the open, less linear areas because of how many collectibles they have managed to cram into this game. There's really a lot to collect, and that gives you a reason to explore rather than just go down the main path. The whole story is fully voiced and animated, with the exception of side quests which are not voice acted, but you only really get slideshows if you are going after these collectibles that show you some flashbacks or extra scenes that are completely optional, but even those are fully voice acted. And the quality of CC2 animation has just gone up once again. Moments like versus
this is the best fight of the whole anime.
It feels like CC2 knew the standard that the anime set,
Wait,
and they decided
to
rise to those expectations. I'm not going to show those specific scenes. I think you need to see them.
Ooh!
Most encounters are unique to story mode.
This is the story mode?
Specific scenes, I think you need to see them for yourself.
Yo! Look at this! They got the whole dragon!
Gameplay-wise, most encounters are unique to story mode, which is a big reason why I love this story mode. You've got almost no versus battles that you could just recreate in versus mode. They are all unique boss fights with unique movesets, or horde battles, which are brand new to this game, going up against dozens of enemies at a time. I would say that outside of single-player games like Kakarot or Ashura's Wrath, this is probably the best story mode that CC2 has ever made. Minutes or so to grab those final collectibles.
Wait, that looked just like the anime.
7.5 hours to beat, and another 40 minutes or so to grab those final collectibles and get all the S ranks. So story mode alone gives you a little over 8 hours of quality single player.
8 hours?
Unfortunately, the same cannot be said for the other single player modes.
Single player!
Big single player modes that you can
go back.
Outside of story mode, there are 3 big single-player modes that you can try to enjoy. Path of the Demon Slayer is a game mode meant to recap the first game, reusing a lot of its cutscenes together with narration to tell the whole story in a very abridged way. To my disappointment, you don't get to play against the first game's boss fights. These are simply CPU battles. The boss fights from the first game were incredible. This could have easily been a fun side mode, a boss rush of sorts, but since it's just CPU battles,
boss rush would have been a good idea. I don't know why they didn't do that.
Then we have
Sonic Frontiers did that,
which is an arcade/survival mode, and it's their biggest single-player mode.
Oh, I'm lagging.
Which is an arcade/survival mode, and it's their biggest single-player mode in the entire game.
I feel like that's a good mode.
One of the
I kind of want to play that.
You then have to pick a path to get to that Hashira you selected, and you can choose to go through battles, which have bonus conditions, and those bonus conditions unlock some boss for you to use at any time. And this is a pretty fun gimmick, but the whole game mode ends up being grindy and kind of boring because it is incredibly easy, and there is no option to change that difficulty. It is by far the easiest content to clear, so it just feels like you're beating a training dummy over and over again. Finally, hidden away in the versus menu, you will find endurance and survival modes, which to my surprise were actually challenging. The modes are pretty straightforward, but you do have some side objectives to get more collectibles, and actually there's a stage that you can only unlock in survival, and it was pretty challenging. Good luck, folks. And if this difficulty level was
that the stage you unlock in survival,
and it was pretty challenging. Good luck, folks.
Wasn't that already a stage in
Hinokami level was
Chronicles
mixed
1?
with a gimmick like the one in Training Paths, it could have been a fun offline game mode, but as they are, I found that they add very little value to the overall package. That's it for the offline content. Let's go online.
Online? Where all the demons spawn in?
Online. You've got ranked matches, casual, and lobbies.
Man, online is what kills Sparking Zero, bro. I feel like everybody was trying to be too sweaty on a couch game. It was crazy. I feel like also what made Sparking Zero like die out a little bit was the music. The music in the previous Tenkaichi games were really goated, and Sparking Zero is just like some quick little battle music. Like, oh, here's some music to fight your opponent. With the other games, it was just like, here's our handcrafted music that we want you to listen to on your own. Like, if you go back and listen to the Tenkaichi 1, 2, and 3 music, it was all good. Sparking Zero maybe only has the little tournament of power music. That's what I really think makes a game, is like the music. You can have good visuals, good gameplay, and good all that, but if you don't have good music, then That's what you're listening to while you're doing all that and taking in the visuals, you know. But I don't know. That's just my thoughts. That's just my thoughts.
Talking about what's common about them, the netcode. Demon Slayer 2 uses a delay-based netcode and does not have crossplay. I'm happy to report, however, that at least PlayStation 4 and
games
PlayStation
nowadays
5
do not have
will be able
cross.
to play
Like,
together,
we just
since
need to
this
add
time
cross.
around, the PS4 version also runs at 60 FPS. With a limited player base I had to test this netcode with, I'd say it feels on par with Storm Connections.
I've heard a lot about him.
The best netcode
he looks like he's a
so
great
far.
and
It doesn't
broken
have
character.
That base input delay that the first game
Like,
had.
what does he
It's
do? I would
definitely a big
hate to run
improvement,
into him.
even if it is still
Sorry, I'm talking
delay-
too much. Go back.
Connections, which is in my opinion the best netcode that CyberConnect 2 has done so far. It doesn't have that base input delay that the first game had. It's definitely a big improvement, even if it is still delay based with no crossplay. In all my testing, I only found one common lobby issue where I had the game set to 2 rounds, but my opponent saw a phantom third round, so every match would end in an error. Something would be able to fix
Phantom third round?
able to fix by simply redoing the lobbies. And speaking of lobbies, yes, we have lobbies from day one this time around with spectator slots and 3 different game mode options: single battle,
the
team
lobbies
battle,
in
and
Storm
tournaments.
Connections
Lobbies
were
have a
horrible.
few useful options, but they're missing a big one: gear filters. There is no way to set a lobby to allow or prohibit gear. This has resulted in me accidentally picking a team with gear equipped because the game just does that by default. My solution ended up being leaving that first gear slot empty, so I don't
When I get this game, I'm
accidentally
playing
use it, but I can see this being a bit of a nightmare to run events with other players. Casual matches are where you can matchmake with other players around the world, and you can choose to queue with or without gear. And finally, we have ranked matches. Ranked is played without gear, and they are doing seasons this time around. Seasons that reset every month, which is fantastic in my opinion.
This is gonna go
Seasons
get
tend to keep
sweaty,
games like
bro.
these alive for much longer. When you queue up, you can wait in training mode, which is a nice bonus from the previous game. Training mode is still pretty bare bones. You can set the opponent to block or get hit, and that's pretty much it. It's lacking any of the serious training options that we're used to seeing in fighting games and in a lot more anime games nowadays. The one thing they added was a menu, so you can keep gear active or not, but other than that, it's very similar to the first game. Unfortunately, you cannot set any matchmaking preferences when you queue up. The one option you have is hidden at the bottom of the options menu, and it is broken. It doesn't work properly. I wouldn't touch that thing. Another weird thing is rematches. You can rematch up to 3 times, which makes it 4 games in total. So a ranked set could end in a 2-2 draw. It's a bit weird, but it doesn't ruin the game mode at all.
See, look,
it's also
everybody
worth
picking
mentioning
him.
that there is a PlayStation Tournaments button, if you're on PlayStation, of course, and that shows some promise of official events and support this time around. Bottom line, for a CC2 game, the online...
Let's just hope it's not as bad as Connections tournaments. I remember me and my friends tried to go into the Connections tournament. It was so bad, bro. Oh my goodness. I was the only one who made it far because I didn't lag out until the last fight.
The lobbies still feel a bit finicky, and it's missing some options for matchmaking preferences. With that said, let's score this game.
Alright, before he even says it, I'm glitching out. Before he even says it, I want to score this game like a 7, 8 out of 10, a 7 or 8. Because I feel like the visual looks good, the story looks good, the gameplay looks good. I just feel like this game could get really sweaty. Well, like, only like, it's gonna turn out, it's gonna have that Sparking Zero effect. You got all these characters, and people are gonna pick only like 2 or 3 of them. I don't know. I feel like this game is just, I feel like the people are gonna ruin this game. Like
here we use letters for our review scores, from F, which is a bad game, all the way to A, which is good. And this is my score for Demon Slayer Hinokami Chronicles 2.
Oh, we're doing like a little, like a school ranking system. I'll give it BA.
And this is my score for Demon Slayer Hinokami Chronicles 2.
See? Yeah. I agree with that. I agree with it. I agree with that.
This is everything I wanted the sequel to be. The roster finally feels robust. The story mode is the best that CyberConnect 2 has ever done, and the online is as functional as it's ever been. They took my favorite modern arena fighter and just made it better. So how could I not give it the max rank? Every problem I have with it right now feels like a nitpick, but I would also like to add that testing the net
is that Uzui?
Very hard to do.
Oh yeah, I'm gonna be cold with Uzui.
Once the servers open up to a whole player base, who knows
what?
Demon Slayer 2 is awesome. No matter
that
if you're
like
a
early
competitive type
too.
player or just here to enjoy the story, it's a game that satisfies both sides. And that's unfortunately not a very common thing nowadays. And in 2025, I can't believe I'm gonna say this, but we finally have a complete package at launch. Anime games can come out as complete games. That's crazy. But
yes, I never agreed with that. I never understood the fact that everybody hated like arena fighters. Switching kimonos because my green screen isn't on anymore. But I never liked the fact that everybody didn't like arena fighter games because they weren't good. Like, I liked Storm 1 all the way to Storm 4 and Connections and stuff. Like, I remember Connections had the biggest grind. I remember when it first came out, me and my friends grinded that so hard, and it was just crazy. And Sparking Zero and Xenoverse 2, those are all good games. I don't know why people didn't like them and stuff. Jump Force, I mean, I could see why people didn't like them. Jump Force just died somehow. I don't understand how it died. It was literally a good looking game. It had, I mean, the controls weren't that good. I mean, the combos weren't that good. I feel like it could have been better. Hinokami Chronicles 2, it actually looks like a good game. I'm definitely gonna get that game run. Hopefully record it on the channel. But I hope you guys enjoyed that review, that look. I liked it. I liked the game. And yeah, subscribe for more. Like and subscribe for more. You better hit that bell too. And I'm see you guys in the next one. Peace.
Facts. Back it up, back it up. 223 gon' make a back it up. 21. Tryna strip a nigga, gotta change my outfit. He ain't black enough. Yeah. Boulder Crest Road, Glenwood Road, name a